Hello, Namaste, Har Har Mahadev, everyone. I hope you guys are doing very well and great. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the solar eclipse. And trust me, you would want to know about this solar eclipse since with the ongoing tensions, with the ongoing fluctuations in the financial markets as well, definitely, solar eclipse has the greatest impacts. So, knowing about it is good to make personal decisions and to also see how this is going to impact you personally. Right? So let's move forward with this. But before that, if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon below so that you get regular update whenever my video is posted. All right. Now, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link in the description box www.anmolastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section. You can book a personal reading for yourself. And also, if you want to sign up for my online course, you can sign up under the courses section. Currently, I have the seminar and the Vedic Astrology Foundational course. Very soon, the complete predictive course will also be up, where you can also learn about nakshatras. All right. So, moving ahead to the solar eclipse that is going to happen on 17th of February 2026. A very important eclipse, and which is being called as the Ring of Fire. So, first of all, what is solar eclipse and why do we need to analyze it? Why do we need to know about solar eclipse? So, whenever solar eclipse happens, that means sun and moon with their conjunction are being close to Rahu. All right. And that's the way Rahu puts the Grahan on the Surya, dimming or completely taking away its light for some time. All right. And this is also considered as leaving a mark over the Surya, leaving a mark over the sun, and basically afflicting the sun and the moon also. So, solar eclipse is important because this marks as the ending to something for something new to beginning. So, ending and beginnings are the part of solar eclipse. Solar eclipse represents transformations and important karma that has to be taken or has to be fulfilled in regards of wherever the solar eclipse is happening for you. So, collectively, on a mundane level, it affects the whole political or geographical or geopolitical side of the countries, wherever it is impacting the most, which we'll be talking about. But this solar eclipse sets a tone for the next 6 months till the time the next solar eclipse happens. So that means for the 6 months, this is in a nutshell the theme that you're going to experience, the karma that you have to fulfill, and the complicated environment that you have to deal with, wherever your zodiac sign of Aquarius is, because that's where we are going to have the solar eclipse. Now, this solar eclipse is said to be the ring of fire because moon is going to cover sun, and that creates the ring of fire. All right. And this particular solar eclipse is going to be more visible towards the isolated regions of the world, like the Antarctica side. But let me tell you where it is going to have its most effects geographically, because it is not visible from India. So it is not going to be physically seen from India, but yet um, the effect of solar eclipse is definitely going to be there for us on an individual level and also on a global level, but it will be more impactful on these areas which I am going to list. So, first of all, South Africa, the cities or the areas like Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg, Zimbabwe. these are going to be affected. South America, Argentina, Chile, island nations, Madagascar, Mauritius, and the reunion. Then, geopolitically, or on the political level, where the leaders have to restructure or hit the reset button regarding their decisions, their infrastructure, or also have to redo things where they might even make a lot of technological innovations and decide on different policies. Those areas are the Middle East, especially the Dubai, Iran, then the United States. And this is mostly visible upon the Antarctica region. All right. And the Concordia station and Murni station, where we also have the India, also has the scientific station from where scientists can actually see this solar eclipse happening, and the observance would be very well. Okay, so on this geopolitical level or on geographical level, what this particular solar eclipse can do is, if you go through the past, you see the series of events which are triggered by the solar eclipse. These are mostly natural and elemental in nature, because solar eclipse has the tendency to bring in some disruption in regards of the environment, the natural calamities. And this solar eclipse is happening in the Satabhisha Nakshatra of Varuna and the Dhanishta Nakshatra of wealth, but the Ashtavasus, the elemental gods, right? Where all the elements are actually present there. But although this is an air sign with some association of water and also some association of earth with Dhanishta, these three, or I would rather say all the elements are highly affected. We can experience natural calamities in regards of these area when it is about flooding, right? Water, tsunami, about cyclones, about earthquakes, and with the fire as well. So, all the elements are going to be highly activated as soon as the eclipse happens. And for the first 2 months, this is going to be extremely impactful. All right. But the areas that we have discussed, those are more prone than the other ones. All right. And what else the solar eclipse does is that it brings in some changes that come out of chaos. That means the solar eclipse has the power to first create all the chaos and then bring out transformation or new beginnings. So, solar eclipse is happening in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. And what is Aquarius about? Aquarius is zodiac, the zodiac sign which is said to be the collective energy. This is the energy ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, organization, and the fair play or the judgments, and Rahu, the planet of rebel, the planet of significant changes, explosions, and advancements with technology. So, solar eclipse happening into the zodiac sign of Aquarius, it is going to restructure the technical and the financial aspects of the whole world and also in our own personal charts. So, individually and on the mundane level, the planets, Saturn and Rahu, highly affected, the zodiac sign of Aquarius, highly affected, but most of all, it is going to affect the structures or the structural changes led by technical advancements. Along with that, this is a zodiac sign of cheating, fraud, rebel, and also secrets. See, Aquarius has a very karmic energy to it. And this karmic energy comes with the influence of Rahu. So this particular nakshatra, sorry, this particular zodiac sign calls for secrecy. This particular zodiac sign is a little bit shady, greedy, but has the strongest sense of foreseeing the future. That's the reason the impact of the solar eclipse is going to be on the wealth, on the finances, financial set, and also on technology. So we are going to see the reset within leadership roles, the secrets coming out in light, and also the reset in financial market. That's what the solar eclipse basically triggers. Now, let's understand that this eclipse is affecting two nakshatras at the most. These two nakshatras are the nakshatra of Dhanishta and the nakshatra of Varuna, which is the Satabhishak. So now we have a collective energy of Dhanishta, the star of wealth and fortune, and the nakshatra of Satabhishak, the star of 100 healers. So this is an association of the Ashtavasus, the elemental gods, and the Varuna, the god of cosmic waters. So collectively, this is a time where there is going to be healing associated with wealth and finances. And also, since Aquarius is the collective energy, Aquarius is where a leader has to think about the collective population. This particular solar eclipse happening into this zodiac sign tends to say that a leader or leaders of all over the world, or even you as an individual, our concentration is going to be about benefiting not just ourselves, but the others, bringing in the reset or bringing in the healing with respect of wealth matters and the fortune matters. And secondly, another thing is that Satabhishak Nakshatra is said to be a nakshatra of triangle or the association of three people altogether. You can say a love triangle, a triangle in friendship, anything of that sort. Because Varuna was friends to Mitra, they were best of friends, but both of them were lured by the beauty of Urvashi. That's why the nakshatra of Anuradha and the nakshatra of Satabhishak are said to be the nakshatra of triangles. So we will actually get to know about or experience situations on the mundane level or on the personal level where three parties are going to be involved together, and there's going to be some protective energy in regards of secrets which will later come out. All right. So this is the time when leaders would want to bring in and take the help of other leaders and maybe joining alliances and collectively coming together to bring in innovations and bring in advanced changes. So whole of this time is about structural changes which are going to come so as to bring in healing, so as to bring in growth. And remember, in the opposition, we have Ketu. We have Ketu in the zodiac sign of Leo and in the nakshatra of Purva Falguni, soon to be entering the nakshatra of Magha. This means that Ketu is on a journey to reset everything. Ketu is on a journey along with the solar eclipse, right opposite to it. It is on a journey to bring about a reset. If you have been watching a lot of influencers market, you have been watching so many people, just coming out with reading the knowledge and just getting it posted just to get likes, views, and have their careers accordingly. Trust me on this Ketu coming into this nakshatra of Magha, it is going to reset everything. Only if you have the potential, only if you have the genuine talent, you are going to sustain in any of the fields. Otherwise, that is going to be over. So Ketu is going to, clean up all the fields. Ketu is going to clean up all the chaos that is being caused. And the powerhouse of this Ketu lies in this solar eclipse domain. All right. So we are going to see structural changes. We are going to see leadership position changes. We are going to see natural calamities happening, and then some very good advances to come ahead, and also many secrets to be coming out in the process of financial wealth. And it's like that there would be someone, absolutely, there would be some leader who would know how these forces of these finances are being managed, but would keep it secret. And then there would be some country, either it's US or it's China, which is going to take out its weapon, and that is going to reset all the chaos that we are experiencing with whole of this, the rising rates of gold, the rising rates of silver, and there's going to be a lot of correction. Now, by correction, I mean the rate which is actually there, because always it's said that gold to silver ratio should be balanced. Otherwise, it's the play of market only which is happening. So the correction or the corrective rates is going to happen in the next 6 months. All this trade war which is going on, that is going to, come to a conclusion, come to a dissolution with this eclipse happening. All right. And for the people, for individuals, wherever your zodiac sign of Aquarius is, you are going to experience an earthquake kind of a situation into that house. Wherever your sign of Aquarius is present, all the significations of that house is going to just clutter itself first, so as to manage itself more progressively after that. So that's the area where you'll be stuck in three choices, and you will have to choose out of those three. Now, whether you choose positive or you choose negative for yourself, that is dependent on your own chart. But definitely, some endings and new beginnings are going to be there in regards of that house, which we will discuss when we'll move from each and every ascendant or zodiac sign. All right. Now, the remedies. So, the remedial measures, and I'm not going to talk about the superstition remedial measures or something that that my audience who are very logical themselves, that they are going to, entertain. All right. So, the first remedy that any meditation or any sadhana which is done at the point of solar eclipse at the very day, like for example, as per IST, the partial solar eclipse would start somewhere around 3:26 p.m. and is going to extend till approximately 7:40 p.m., I think, right? So for these hours, it's the best time to go within and do your sadhana, do your meditation, because it's said, and rather energetically, it's actually proven that your energy gets 10x better, or multiplies into not 10, sorry, into 100 once you meditate or do your sadhana during this time. Another thing is that you can do the jap or the mantra, the Gayatri mantra and the Aditya Harida, sorry, Hridayam Stotram. You can do that to strengthen your Surya. The third remedy that you can do is donate grains like wheat, all right, and clothes, especially blankets, after the solar eclipse, because that's a remedial measure you can do for Rahu. All right. So these three remedies, as a cautious person, you can absolutely do. All right. So now let's move ahead with each and every ascendant with this particular solar eclipse. Now, before I go by each and every ascendant or each and every zodiac sign, let me tell you how do you need to look onto the zodiac signs, because that's the query everyone always asks. So first of all, look for from your ascendant, for the reason solar eclipse is more circumstantial than just psychological. For the reason it's a solar eclipse, it's not a lunar eclipse, which is more psychological in nature. So, when it is about solar eclipse, the circumstantial effect is more. So, that's why you first need to see from the ascendant, because from the ascendant, you will get to know that how circumstances are going to play out or how the action will manifest physically. So, first from the ascendant, then so as to know that how it will affect you psychologically, or how your decision making is going to get affected, how your mind and emotions are going to get affected, and how are you going to feel internally. That is where you see the solar eclipse from your Chandra chart or your moon zodiac sign. All right. So first refer to the ascendant and then refer to the moon. Some people also do ask that do we have to see from the Surya chart, sun chart? But preferably, I would say if you do that, you're going to confuse yourself. So let's just stick to first ascendant zodiac sign and then Chandra zodiac sign or your Rashi or your moon sign. All right. Now, there are some things that we need to understand before we move from each and every zodiac sign. That is, that for this solar eclipse, we have a conjunction of Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, and Rahu. Five planets. That means there's an intensification of energy coming into the zodiac sign of Aquarius, which brings about healing into the matters of wealth, and the wealth in the form of your personality, your emotions, your communication, and your relationships. So each and every aspect of these planets is going to get affected because of this solar eclipse, and you would want to bring in structural changes or foundational level changes within the matters of your relationship, communication, job, business, your personality, your confidence, and even your emotional self. Another thing you'll observe is that at the point the solar eclipse happens, it is backed up by a Pap Katri Yog with an exalted Mars on one side and Saturn on one side. Mars is the planet of valor, action, the planet of your energy, which is getting exalted, focused, and goal oriented here. And it is getting strict by the way of being in Capricorn, totally upon the karma, totally like a soldier. From on the another side, we have the planet of structure, organization, balance, judgment, foundation. So, this solar eclipse energy, wherever it is situated in your chart, it requires structural changes. It requires your self effort. It requires your energy and your understanding to be fair, to be, to be able to consider and to give a foundation to that level, to that house. It's about structural changes within that house to form healing, to grow wealth, to make this house come into existence. So that's what is the conclusion of this solar eclipse on an individual level, which is going to be more prominent for 6 months starting from February 17, 2026, since the solar eclipse intense effects are seen for the 6 months from the day it happens till the next eclipse happens after 6 months. All right. So let's get started with it. So let me share the chart. All right. So I am not sharing this chart because I want to do any Mahurat analysis for this particular solar eclipse. All right. But I'm opening this chart because we also know about the other placements. So first, do see that this particular solar eclipse are backed up by the technical planet Mars and the structural planet Saturn. All right. So now moving ahead for an Aries zodiac sign, an Aries individual or Aries ascendant or Aries moon, this solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house. 11th house is your social circle. It's your, uh, you know, it's your recognition, it's your desires, your elder sibling, all right. And it's also the children of your partner, which is eventually the your children as well, right? So 11th house represents a lot of things. It's also the younger sibling of your father, it's the in-laws of your mother. So lots and lots of things can be represented from one particular house. But how it manifests as a part of solar eclipse is that you can experience a significant shift within your social recognition and also within your social circle and friend circle. You would want to transitionally change the dynamics of your career, your recognition, like the way you interact with people, the way you are socially present with others. Also, this sets a tone for the next 6 months regarding your career and the gains from your career. Since the dispositor of this house goes into the 12th house, for some individuals with not a healthy 11th house or not a healthy Saturn, they're going to experience a significant loss of desire, and loss, by the way, towards the elder sibling or towards someone in the society. So you can be scammed. Aries individuals, you have to be very, very careful with scams. You have to be very, very careful with frauds. All right. For the ones who have a good placed Saturn, or who have, a good 11th house, their desires actually can get fulfilled. And so as to fulfill your desires, you are going to be recognized not just where you are present, but also globally. But there's a significant transition that is going to happen in regards of your friend circle, in regards of your society existence, and in regards of your relationship with the elder sibling. All right. Also, this talks about that you are going to try to make significant changes and lead your friend circle, and how you decide to manage your career and go ahead with your career. For this matter, some people can also switch from job to something uh, independent, or either you would want to change from one job to the other because you're dissatisfied with the fact that how you are being recognized or appreciated with your work. So that's something which is going to happen for an Aries individual. Also, since this cluster of planet does include Venus, Shukra, and Mercury with Rahu, Moon, Sun, then this is going to create a lot of chaos within your relationships. Either you get something out of relationship, you achieve or gain something out of relationship, or you are totally going to change the dynamics of your relationship. But understand there's going to be a three-party situation also, which is going to be happening in the 11th house. Some secrets regarding your friend circle, regarding your corporate life or company, if you are a part of one, would also come about. All right. Also, I'd say that be very careful of how your image is being projected out there, because there would happen something where you have to do the correction with your image. All right. So your image can get affected due to your association within your friend circle or within your career. All right. Or even it could be because of a past romantic partner that could harm your existing image. All right. So it could even be that some past romantic affair came into light, and that is basically affecting your image. Because, see, at the same time, we have Mars in the 10th house, basically giving the boundary to this eclipse, along with Saturn giving the boundary from the other side. But Mars talks about the correction within the 10th house, correction within your image, which is going to directly also affect the next house. So, for this matter, be careful with whom you associate yourself with and how your image is going or is being projected. All right. So now next we have the zodiac sign of Taurus. So for Taurus individuals, we have the solar eclipse to be happening in the 10th house. That means there's going to be a significant change to be happening in your dynamics of career. Because 10th house is your career, 10th house is your karma, is your action, the way you execute your karma, it's your social image, it's the boundary and goals that you set for yourself. So, having solar eclipse in the 10th house, there's going to be three choices that you have to choose from in regards of your career. That can be three jobs, it can be three different fields, right? It can be three different interests, but definitely there can be something like that. Or it could be that, for example, you are given a role, you're given a promoted role where you have three different bosses or three different people to uh, you know to take orders from, or you have three people under you to give orders to. All right, so something like this is going to happen. So this eclipse happening in the 10th house means that you will have to manage the assets and the wealth of your father also at this point of time, because 10th house is also the house of your father's wealth, or there's going to be a significant change and shift in your father's wealth. Like, for example, maybe your father has inherited certain amount of inheritance from his father, and now those those properties or those inheritance or the money that came from it was not in proper shape, or it is not as per the technology that we have nowadays. So now what will happen is that you help your father, or you yourself will be managing things where you buy and sell different, those properties, those money try to invest somewhere, do some, multiplication with it, or you will try to invest that money, take that money away from that inherited property, and maybe, for example, just let's put it in an example. For example, you have a very jaddi property, and that is not in a good form. You'll take the money out, you'll sell it off, you'll buy a builder's flat. Just an example. So that's the kind of innovation that is being needed here, because see, Saturn and Mars are backing up this particular solar eclipse. Saturn is the organized planet and Mars is the technical planet. So both of these, the technology and the organization, is definitely important here. And you will also have to achieve the achievements, or bring in, you know or work towards the wherever Mars is from the solar eclipse. So that turns out to be your ninth house. This also shows that for the next 6 months, it is setting a tone towards your authority, the way you have taken the charge of your authority. There can be some secrets that can come out either within your work, within your career, or it can be because of you, what you have done as a part of your actions and as a part of your career or karma, that those secrets are going to come out. Now, you will have to actually take care of your public image. You will have to take a higher designated role with your career. And also, there's going to be a sort of conspiracy that is going to happen within your workspace where leadership and leaders are going to get involved. Because, see, again, there's a cosmic uh, combination of Varuna and the Ashtavasus happening. All right. So that means that something, the wealth of the 10th house will require healing. Your authority, your career would require healing by using advanced sources or mediums. That means for your career, you will be also advised, or you would have to, by the situations, use technology and technical advancements at the same time. But Rahu coming into the 10,000, then the solar eclipse is happening for the next 6 months. It is absolutely changing the dynamics of your career. For the next 6 months, you will have to deal with your career more efficiently and bring in some technical changes within your career and make some important decisions regarding your career. That is going to be ask of the situation. But be careful of how you are taking a certain decision. Especially try not to interact much with the legalities and the government. Be very corrective with your government associations. Like, for example, even if you go to open a bank account, sorry, not open a bank account, file any legal thing. You have to be careful with all the documentations and everything so as to not get yourself into trouble with government formalities or legal formalities. All right. But um be careful with your career and authority. Also, one more thing, this is going to affect your mother-in-law. If you are married, this 10th house affliction or solar eclipse is going to highly affect your mother-in-law, health of her. So ask her to keep, good care of her health. And also, if she would have been suffering from something in her life as part of health, this is the time when there is going to be, a cure that is going to be introduced to you where she is going to be benefited from that cure. All right. So now next we have the zodiac sign of Gemini. For Gemini individuals, this solar eclipse is happening in the ninth house. That means the typical journey or the overall journey in regards of the solar eclipse is going to involve your beliefs, your higher learning, your understanding of things, and your dharma. How you understand and how you believe in things which actually triggers your action. Now, this solar eclipse is backed up by two strong planets, but also creating the Papkatri Yoga. But two strong planets. That's what we need to concentrate on. One is organization, and another is a technical planet. So, technicalities and organizing is going to be involved, and a lot of discipline is required in regards of the ninth house matters so that all these other houses gets balanced. All right. So this solar eclipse in the ninth house first tells us that there's going to be, you might travel to three different countries, or you would have to decide between three different situations or three different way outs or paths to choose. All right, that's because we discussed that it's the energy of Varuna who who has been a part of a love triangle or three people situation, right? That's why there's a theme of three that is happening. Some secrets in regards of your guru, your mentor, or your father would also come about. And then you will have to take the dignity, you will have to take the charge of your own spirituality and your own understanding. So, this is a time for the next 6 months. There's a strong test that is going to happen in regards of your understanding and your belief system. All right. Along with this, having solar eclipse in the axis, in the 3 and 9 axis, it actually makes you research a lot. It makes you do certain actions which are very unlike to your personality, which are very indifferent to your personality. Also, you would have to deal with the joint assets of you and your partner, or the assets or the in-laws. Assets of the in-laws, the wealth of the partner, the family wealth of the partner, and also your joint assets. That's something that you have to manage and uh, you know bring in some changes in regards to that. Now, in your ninth house, we are receiving the energy of the elemental gods of structure and wealth and fortune, and then the god of healing, 100 healers. So the eight ashtavasus and the 100 healers are actually coming together in the ninth house. During this time, you also have to make significant changes or some changes required in the vastu of your home. And that too, either a spiritualist will ask you to do that, or either someone you think very high of is going to ask you to do that. All right. And these two energies are coming together for you to actually understand the transformation that is going to come within your beliefs, within your thinking process. So that's what is very important. And somehow, something that will happen during this time is going to also incline you towards spirituality, but in a very unorthodox way. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Cancer. For Cancer individuals, this solar eclipse is happening in the eighth house. Whenever solar eclipse happens in the moksha houses, it's a very, very transitioning journey that a person experiences. Because the solar eclipse to be happening in the moksha houses means the whole dynamic of your existence changes. There's sudden events that comes your way in which you have to 360-degree transform, or you have to bring in a 360-degree change. So this solar eclipse in the eighth house can make you deal with your joint assets. Also, it talks about relocation. So this particular solar eclipse into the eighth house also talks about some secret investments, some secret wealth that you have to deal with, or a very unexpected change or unexpected gain that you might have, that you have not expected, but it just turned around and it just came in. All right. And also at the same time, you will be researching a lot. You will be getting to know a lot of secrets, and you yourself are going to be become the protector of secrets, but definitely a strong rebel and strong transformation in the relationship between you and your in-laws. Something significantly is going to change within the relationship dynamics of you and your in-laws. Now, see, we have a Pap Katri Yog towards this eighth house with the presence of Mars in the seventh and Saturn in the ninth house. So, this time you're actually uh, acting very, very strict, very firm, and very adamant. You want to cut the unnecessary ties. You want to put people back into their places because you're no longer entertaining anyone who is not giving you the right energy. But there is a thing that Mars, the planet of technology, the planet of technical side, Saturn, the planet of organization or the structure side, both of these are going to be required in your eighth house. That means it's required for you to bring in structure and technical understanding to your research work and then manifest it outwards. Bring that out as a part of your maybe career. So, a technical knowledge, technical research, all of these things are going to happen. And now, by technicality and by structure, we also mean that bringing in your relationships into a strong structure. That's why you're not going to be entertaining anyone who is not compensating you with the right energy. All right. So it's a complete shift, a sudden change, and rather the 360-degree change that you're going to experience with this solar eclipse, and especially for the next 6 months, because it sets a tone within for the next 6 months. And here, your wealth, your money matters, your income, your surroundings, all of them are going to change for the next 6 months. Now, and also the some secrets, some hidden secrets are going to come out for you, and also in regards of your in-laws, because eighth house is the house of in-laws. Now, the zodiac sign of Leo. For Leo individuals, this eclipse is happening in the seventh house. Seventh house is the house of your partnership, the house of your spouse, the house of your partner. It's the house of your association with others. It's also one of the houses representing fame. It's the house of your business. It's house of your routine, what you gain out of your routine repetitive life. All right, so having all of these planets in the seventh house, first of all, your partner's health needs attention. The way you and your partner have a relationship, either it's a partnership business, it's a collaboration, or it's the relationship with your spouse. The dynamics of this relationship is going to significantly change. The health of the partner can also be affected during this point. And then this also calls for getting sudden opportunities with your business, with your partnership at that point of time. For some individuals, those who do not have a healthy seventh house, there could be a complete shift that you are going to experience in the next 6 months in regards of your uh, business. Maybe you shut down your business completely and move towards another business, another source of income, or maybe you actually get opportunity for a very highly advanced side of business and you opt for it. But definitely, with this presence of Rahu, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mercury in the seventh house, some secrets regarding your relationships are also going to come out. And there are actually going to be some secrets that your partner is going to hold. That can be regarding wealth, also. That can be regarding secretive investments, also. So, you see, there is Mars and Saturn on the either sides of the seventh house. Mars exalted in the sixth, Saturn in the next house, creating a Pap Katri Yog, but also where technicality and organization and discipline will, or structural changes would be required as well. So, this is a time your relationships are going to see a very different side of yours. You're going to see a dynamic shift within your relationships. It can even cause for, deception from your relationship, or break of your relationship, or a distance that is going to be created between you and your partner, your spouse. All right. So the tone of the first and seventh house's existence is going to significantly change. There might be a relationship that is going to come to an end for another relationship to start, and end to a business for another business to start, end to a particular recognition and fame for another recognition to start. So that's what we see with the seventh house solar eclipse for you. At the same time, this already has been a very, very transformative time for you with Ketu and Rahu's presence. Now, with the eclipse, it is actually intensifying it more. All right. So that's what is needed with, your act that is what is happening with the solar eclipse, and all the concentration, all the focus is going to be on your seventh house, your partnership, your public image, your spouse. All right. So now next we have the zodiac sign of Virgo. For Virgo individuals, this eclipse is happening in your sixth house. So sixth house is the house of disease. It is the house of your physical well-being. It is the house of your digestive system. Sixth house is your routine. Sixth house is your career place as well. Your the surroundings of your career, your relationship that you have with your colleagues. First of all, there are going to be some secrets or secret hidden enemies that are going to come out during the next 6 months, starting from this particular um, solar eclipse. So, first of all, this Sun, Moon, Rahu, Venus, Mercury in the sixth house, then the energies that we have are the energies of the Varuna and the Ashtak. Sorry, I was going to say Ashtak Varga, but the Ashtvasus. So, the elemental gods and the cosmic healer is going to come together. So you would require to heal a part of your body. You would require to heal and bring in a significant change within your routine so as to heal yourself from something. Secretive hidden enemies are going to come out. Hidden diseases or hidden obstacles with your health are also going to come out. See, this particular solar eclipse is backed up by Mars and Saturn, a planet of technicalities, a planet of structure. So you will have to take certain medications rather in the form of physical medications. Like, for example, you have to do some sort of exercise, you have to go for physiotherapy, you have to consider acupunctures, something of that sort to get better with your health. Also, the sixth house is your routine. So, significant change is going to come about within your routine, significant changes within your debt situation. Either you are going to take a huge debt for some huge investments, all right? Because Mars is exalted in the fifth house at the same time, or you would actually you will actually pay off huge debts or whatever debts you had. All right. So that's the situation which is going to actually bring in end to the existing situation and for the start of something new. This can even be about shifting from one job to another, from one profession to another, or adding on something within your existing profession, which is going to be also a part of your routine or your working life. Some secrets regarding of your colleagues or the people you are going to work with, that is also going to come about. It is going to come in light. All right. And also, you will have to deal with a certain obstacle or a certain issue for the next 6 months from solar eclipse. A certain conflict that you have to deal with, a certain major obstacle or legality that you have to deal with. All right. So be a little careful with that. And of course, since Rahu's energy is there with your sun and moon, with the luminaries, there's absolutely something very hidden deep in that house. So, sixth house, the house of competition, house of enemies, house of diseases, hides that secret for you. You have to make structural changes within your routine life, within your health, within your nutrition, within what you eat. And your digestive system is also going to be, improved using some technology. That's what is required with this. And also on a daily life, on a routine life, you are going to involve healing and you're going to involve establishing structures, putting everything in order. All right. So that's what is needed in your sixth house. So now next we have the zodiac sign of Libra. For Libra individuals, the solar eclipse is happening in the fifth house. Fifth house is your education. Fifth house is your confidence, your self, like your personality. It's your creative self expression. It's you, your creation. It's your children. It's your investments. It's your speculative mind. So, For a Libra individual, you can actually drastically gain from the fifth house, as in from your investments. Or you can drastically lose from your investment. But absolutely, for the next 6 months of your life, you are going to make some heavy expenditure as a part of either you're compensating a loss or you're actually creating something. Like, for example, you decided that you need to make some changes in regards of your home, or you need to purchase a machinery, you need to purchase a property. And see, this solar eclipse house is actually being backed up, or you can say it's in a Papkatri Yoga with Mars and Shani. But at the same time, this brings that this house is getting the support of technicality and structure. So you have to establish a technical structure or go within the technology with your investments, with your mindset, with your confidence. So, technology, technical structure, or bringing in structure, organization towards the fifth house matters, which is your investments, which is your decisions, which is your confidence, which is your children. All of that is required for you to get better and grow. But this solar eclipse in the fifth house actually also tells us that this is the time you refer more towards your creative self. You refer more to what you're passionate about. So, this is the time where you can significantly shift from one career to another, or you will get a strong inclination to change the subject of your work. So either you get out of a job and you start following your passion and you get online on YouTube. You get, because see, fifth house is also the platform. And for Libras, this platform has the energy of Aquarius. So that means there's a collective energy. You have to get out from your introvertness and get out on the platform to represent yourself. This 6 months can also decide the birth of a child. And it is going to bring about significant changes within your ideas, your learning, your creation. You will actually opt for highest technology. But one matter is that for a Libra individual, secrets related to love matters or secrets related to your children can come out. They can come out in light, and then as a result, that is going to disturb your home environment. That is going to disturb or bring in some conflict that you have to deal with. So for next 6 months, be cautious about the fifth house. I would say that invest mindfully, because this Rahu's energy sometimes can also be overpowering. Also, this shows that you have to take up some leadership role so as to heal your wealth, so as to add on towards your existing wealth. And your children would act as a pure rebel during this time. And you will have to take a charge over them. And also, some Libra individuals can be a part of a love triangle where you will have a totally eccentric view towards romance. You can be involved into a total eccentric romantic encounter during this time. Okay, so now next we have the zodiac sign of Scorpio. For Scorpio individuals, this solar eclipse is happening in your fourth house. So, as I told that for the Cancer ascendant, that whenever solar eclipse happens in your moksha sthan, it's more intense and more powerful, because now it's all the solar eclipse already has a dark energy. Now with the moksha house, the darkness that's already in the moksha house, this darkness becomes 2x or prominent. So, having the solar eclipse in the fourth house, that means the dynamics of your home, your settlement, your existence is going to change completely. Fourth house eclipse shows that there are certain secrets regarding home, mother that are going to come about. Also, there's going to be some healing required towards your emotional health and also the health of your mother. Your home altogether, your emotions altogether would require some healing. Also, it shows that there are some structural changes, especially the changes of Vastu, because we have the Dhanishta Nakshatra. That's what it needs to be done within your home. Now, see, whole of this energy, because this energy is going into your fourth house. Fourth house is what? Your comfort, convenience, your happiness. Definitely, happiness and peace is not going to be there as soon as the solar eclipse happens in your fourth house. And this solar eclipse means that in regards of your home or in regards of your stability, everything is once going to be shaken up. And then you will rebuild your stability. You will rebuild your foundation again. For some people, you might demolish your home so as to rebuild it again. Now, see, this fourth house is backed up by the Pap Katri Yog, Mars and Shani. But this Mars needs the achievement of that house. This Mars needs the focus of that house. That you're learning, your research, your action is going to play as a vital role within building the foundation, restarting in your life. Definitely, the water signs are going to experience a typical restart of their life. And this restart would desire the involvement of technology, technical research, and structural establishments, structural changes. But this is something where you have to be in front of the collective energy, in front of the population. You can no more run from the Ketu in the 10th house. You have to be present out there. You have to be present in the society. All right. So the dynamics of your fourth house, your home, your structure, your foundation, your inner self, your emotions, everything is going to 360-degree change. And also you would see there could be some construction going on in the neighborhood, in the surroundings of your home. All right. So the change that is coming for typically for Scorpio individuals, that is coming from within. And that is going to bring in the changes also within. All right. So next we have the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius individuals, this particular solar eclipse is happening in the third house. So all this energy is coming into the third house. Now here you will have to three different, face three different situations or three different choices. All right. Along with that, third house is your valor. Third house is your communication. It's your effort. So the dynamics in regards of your communication, the dynamics in regards of your efforts, like what do you do in your daily life? How much effort you are making towards your career, towards your home, towards your family, that's your third house. Third house is your relationship with your younger sibling and with your close people. So something in your family is going to happen that is going to purely and completely change the dynamics of your communication, the way you communicate, the way you project your courage, and the amount of efforts that you make in day-to-day life. And see, the solar eclipse energy is actually backed up by a Pap-Katri Yoga happening in the second and the fourth house. And this is an exalted Mars with a Saturn, right? With a Shani within the sign of Pisces. So now we have technicalities and we have the structural changes. So that means the technicality and structure of your third house is going to change. You are going to use and opt for advanced medium of marketing or advanced medium of communications. You are going to see a very significant shift in your interests. Or now, what interests you? What attracts you? All of those dynamics are going to change. The dynamics in regards of your understanding, your beliefs, that is also going to change. There is going to be something significant that is going to happen within the life of your younger sibling or your close friends as well, but especially in the life of your younger sibling. And also, there can be some deception that you can achieve, sorry, not achieve, you can get as on the part of a close friend or a neighbor or a or your younger sibling. But this is a time for you to bring your the matters of your third house to end so that to start with a fresh beginning. All right. So this transit within your third house is impacting your understanding and especially your fear. And also this shows that at the same time with this, understanding, with this battling of your fears, you will establish a very different and transformative ground for your finances and your association with the family and the structure of your home. So some significant changes are coming around with your travels as well, because third house represents travel. So it's actually for both Geminis and Geminis and Sagittariuses, that the structure of your travel is also going to significantly change. This solar eclipse in the third house also shows that either you're going to start traveling a lot after this point, or you're going to basically decrease your travels, or somehow your travel is going to get affected because of this. All right. And some dynamics related to your home and related to your money matters, related to your income, are also going to shift. But for a stronger third house and second house, this shift can be in a positive manner, in a growing manner with money. For people with not so strong third house and second house, it can be the matter which is a little deteriorating, or maybe is a significant shift that will slowly grow. All right. But as sticking to the fact that solar eclipse always brings in some endings and new beginnings in onto that house. Now, next we have the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, solar eclipse is happening in the second house. Second house is your resources. It's your possessions, it's your money matters, it's your wealth, it's your accumulations, it's your traditions, um, it's your relationship with your family, and it's your family dynamics. So, solar eclipse happening in the second house for a Capricorn individual, this shows that you are going to decide to do something very, very unorthodox, right? In regards or going against the traditions of your home. You are going to significantly change and heal your finances, your income. You are going to give a tremendous amount of effort towards your second house matters, towards your wealth. You will either see a significant increase in your wealth due to a sudden event happening, or a significant decrease in your wealth due to a sudden event happening. Next, we have a Pap Katri Yog with your second house matters. It's Mars on one side, it's Saturn on the other side. A planet of technicalities and efforts and action, another planet of organization, discipline, and structures. So there is required some structural changes from the scratch towards your second house matters, your income, your finances, and your traditions, your relationship with your family. It's like that you may also end your relationship with someone, and so as to start another relationship with someone else within your family. So this can happen within your marriage. For some people, it's just that you have established the confidence now to come and confront your family and to heal or to clear the air, because this is a very cosmically cleaning energy which is being there, healing energy, sorry, which is being there in your second house. But at the same time, this is the energy coming around with an eclipse. That means something transformative and something destructive has to happen with the second house for something new to come about. So, this is going to give you a strong financial lesson where you would have to restructure and use today's technology or your technical understanding, your hard work, the physical hard work as well, so as to get back or get better with growth within your finances. So, first of all, be very mindful of your expenditure. Be very mindful of where you're putting your money, where your money is being utilized. You have to take the charge of yourself, your money, and your self efforts. It's very, very important. And you will have to choose between three. There's going to be a theme of three people, three sources of income, three different investments. Something of that sort is also going to be there. But definitely, the way you deal with your family, the way you deal with your finances or your income, where it comes from, that is going to 360-degree change after this eclipse happens. It sets a very different and rebellious tone in regards of your second house with this solar eclipse. You'll have to heal your finances, you'll have to heal your relationship with your family members as well. All right. So next we have the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Already you are going through the personal transformation, and now that personal transformation is becoming more intense. It has gotten to the levels where it has been extremely intense now. So, with an Aquarius ascendant, with so many planets coming into your ascendant and being in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, you will have to heal yourself. Your health is going to be something that needs your attention. Your confidence, your self existence, your decisions are going to matter the most with this particular eclipse happening within your ascendant. That means everything in your life would need your attention, and your life is actually going to turn 360-degree around for the next 6 months. For the next 6 months, it's actually setting a very rebellious tone with your attitude, with your self-confidence, and with your efforts. And see, we have a Pap Katri Yoga with Mars and Saturn in the 12th and the second house. That one is the planet of organization, tech, you know, structural changes, structure, bringing in um structures and bringing in organization. And then Mars, the planet of technicalities, action, valor, all of this is required with your first house. That means you need to heal your expenses and your income. You need to heal your decisions in regards of your monetary aspects. And even it shows that you have done the deception with yourself by not choosing yourself when you must have done that. So, for that matter, the lesson that you're going to receive with the solar eclipse is to just rebel against each and every force that makes you go against your own wish, that makes you uncomfortable. That's what this eclipse's energy is bringing in the first house. So now it's about you. Now it's about shifting the focus towards you and how you want to handle everything else. So this solar eclipse energy is actually bringing an end within your personality, your existing personality, so that a new formed you comes out. Your secrets are going to come out. These secrets, when coming out, would need your attention. But trust me, you'll hold it gracefully. You'll no longer be subject to what criticism other people are giving you. Rather, you will be like, okay, I did it. What more? Are you going to crush me down? Crush it. I don't care any longer. That's what is the situation here. With all this cluster, I see you staying strong and marking a strong identity for yourself and marking on a strong journey for yourself. This is the time for you to cleanse and heal your energy and get in balance and in tune with your wealthy self, with your wealth. All right. Now, lastly, we have the zodiac sign of Pisces. So, Pisces already are going through the Saturn's transit in the first house. The eclipse is happening in your 12th house. 12th house is the last house of this humanly cycle. It's the last house where you have to let go, where you have to just lower down the boundaries. So, this eclipse going into your 12th house is going to significantly change the way first you do expenditure. You either have to take on or, you know, make a significant expenditure, as in either you have to pay off a very huge debt or you will experience a very significant loss with money specifically, or with your personal life. A sense of loss is there. But again, for the next 6 months, because of this loss situation or because of this expenditure situation, this is going to change the dynamics of your thinking, of the way you are taking on responsibilities. And somehow I feel the responsibilities would have felt so burdening or so over the top for now that that is making you making you choose the rebel side of yours, that I am not going to take care of this thing no longer. Right? I am done with everything. I need to, get away from this responsibilities, away from the societal things, and I need to isolate myself. So the way you exist, the way you come out is going to absolutely change. I said that eclipse happening in the moksha houses is more intense. That means it is going to significantly change, 360-degree change your existence. It is either going to make you settle abroad, settle away from your home, or you intentionally would want to move away from your existing space. So that's why this is the house of liberation. This is the house of isolation. That's the reason this is the house which chooses letting go of things and being in your own cocoon. Now, see, this solar eclipse is backed up by the energy of Mars and Saturn with the Pap Katri Yoga. Along with that, this Mars is the technical planet, the planet of energy, your valor, your achievements, and then Saturn is the planet of organization. You need to keep intact and keep balance, not just balance, not balance, I would say, but you need to bring in structural changes within your society, within your um, social existence, within your existence and your mindset. There's a huge need of you healing yourself on a subconscious level so that you can bring in balance into what is coming into existence, what is coming outwards. So, for the next 6 months, you're going to experience a 360-degree turnaround within your personal space, within your mindset, within your expenditure, and also within your recognition. But this is the time, absolutely, when you're going to be introduced to your skills, when you are going to establish your research into something physical. So your skill is going to matter the most here. Something that no one can take away from you. All right. So that's about it. That's about the 12 zodiac signs and how the solar eclipse is going to affect you. I hope this video gives you good insights. We'll meet you next time with another video. Bye bye. Take care.